Hey everybody, it's Ryan with AGJ coming to you this week with another tech tip. This week's tech tip is all about our backup calculator. It's a new page on our website we just launched. You can get there by going to agjsystems.com/calculator. I'll show it to you right now. But basically, why do we do this? Well, we have customers every year that in June or July start asking us about backups. Well, that's hurricane season. We wanted to spend some time this year and start telling you about it before hurricane season got here. Because while we're obviously very concerned with hurricanes, we're also concerned about tornadoes and fires. And honestly, most of the time when businesses need data recovered, it's because they had a virus or because an employee accidentally deleted something. So it's not the big disasters, the big natural disasters you think about. It's normally something very small. So let's talk about agjsystems.com/calculator, and we have a backup webinar this week, February the 19th. We're going to be doing a deeper dive into this, kind of explaining the differences between all the backup options out there: cloud, local, image, file, all these things. So if you want to register for that, it's February the 19th at 10 a.m. Go to agjsystems.com/prevention, and we hope to see you there. Thanks.
Hey everybody, it's like we mentioned, this is our new webpage, agjsystems.com/calculator. It'll take you here. This is a cool tool to use to tell you how much downtime really costs you. In other words, if you had a disaster or if you had somebody accidentally delete files, how much would that downtime actually cost you in dollars? So the cool thing about this, you can play with it. You can put in different numbers and run it to see different scenarios. We'll be doing a deeper dive on this on our webinar on Thursday on the 19th. So February the 19th at 10 a.m. we'll be talking about this and many other topics regarding backup and disaster recovery and business continuity, the causes and solutions to all of these. But if you want to play with this early, feel free to agjsystems.com/calculator. If you hover over any of these titles, it will explain it to you. So recovery time objective, that's how much time you can go without needing to access your critical servers or systems. So let's just say 4 hours. That's a good average. And then recovery point, that's basically a fancy way of asking how long are you willing to lose. In other words, if you back up every night, are you willing to lose 8 hours? So say you back up every night, but a disaster happens at 5 p.m. You'd have to roll back to the previous night's backup, meaning you'd lose a whole day. Say that was acceptable to you. You could say 8 hours. If you said, no, that's not acceptable, I need to be able to go back 1 hour ago, you would just simply change that to 1. So how much data? We have customers that have 10 gigs. We have customers that have 20,000 gigs. It really just depends on your specific business. Let's just use 500 gigs. That's a small amount, good round small number. How often do you currently back up? We really recommend backing up every hour, but we also see many clients, especially new clients, that are backing up every day. Let's just put that in there, 24 hours. How long does it take to start your recovery process? 1 hour is a good average. And then is it local or cloud that you'll be restoring from? Cloud is much slower, so we'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say you're local. Now, of course, our recommendation is to have a BDR that combines these, that has a local and a cloud. In that case, you'd always try to restore from the local first because it's so much faster. So then down here, this is where we actually start getting the dollar amounts for how much it would cost. Say you have 20 employees, that's a good average, and say the average hourly rate of those all combined is about $20 per hour. And let's just say your overhead's 25%, so that'd be $5 per hour that it's costing you for overhead. And say that 15 people in your office are billable and they're roughly about $100 an hour. That's a good round number. So say for every hour of downtime, you're losing about $1,500. So then you just press calculate. It'll do the math for you and tell us that we're losing $4,610 if you needed to recover data. Basically, using the numbers that we just punched in, it's telling us that it would take about an hour there. Say it would be about 2.5 hours of estimated downtime, and that your total cost per hour is about $1,900 for each hour that you're down. Throw that in with the overhead cost and lost revenue, and you're being charged about $4,600 for every hour you're down. You're not being charged that by your IT company, but that's just the amount of money that you're not making, the amount of money that you're losing because your systems are down. And so this tells us that our recovery time objective is met, but because we're not backing up every hour, our recovery point objective would not be met. So if you wanted to, you could print this, and then you could start over and run it with new numbers and say, well, what if I backed up more often? What if I did back up every hour? And so then you could rerun it, and it would show you there what you've got. You could say, well, hey, what if I have cloud instead of local? You could pick that. Let's actually do that real quick. Let's refresh the page. We'll pick cloud. We'll still leave that at 24 hours like we had it before. We'll go down here and tell it to calculate. Wow, so now our downtime is $74,000 because the cloud recovery takes a lot longer. So again, that's why our best recommendation is to combine cloud and local. So anyway, I hope you found this enlightening. And like I said, we'll be doing a deeper dive on February the 19th. So I hope you stick around to check that out. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.